Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got some cozy reading recommendations for you. Alright, so today we're talking all about some cozy reads to get you ready for a cozy season, so let's go ahead and dive right in. The first one I'd like to recommend is going to be A Psalm for the Wild-Built. This is a really kind of relaxing book about a tea monk who is suffering from burnout and decides to take themselves on a little retreat into the woods, and while they're going to this mountain to a retreat, they come across a robot. And robots haven't been seen in person in like 200 years because they had all walked off and, they said they didn't want to work for humans anymore. They wanted to be free. So finding this robot is like a shock. And this robot just has a simple question. What do humans need? And Dex, our main character, finds that really hard to explain because the answer to that question is different for every person. So they start traveling together. And this is one of like the best books I've ever read about like burnout and trying to take some time for yourself and really taking care of yourself. Next up, I'd like to recommend Legends and Lattes. This is one that's been like, this is the cozy fantasy. This is following Viv, who is an orc, and she is done with the adventuring and she wants to settle down and open a coffee shop in a town. And this is her adventure with figuring out how to run a business, how to run a coffee shop, and how to get people to drink coffee because nobody's ever heard of coffee before in this town. And, figuring out all the things to make a business run, and also maybe just a little smidge of a romance in there, just like the fairest hint. And basically it's the coffee shop fantasy that you didn't know that you needed. Next up, I'd like to recommend the Mead Mishaps series. The first one is That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. This first book is following Cinnamon, who is a spice farmer, and she wants nothing to do with adventuring. She wants to just stay home and take care of her farm. And on the day that the chosen ones are chosen, Cinnamon is not chosen, and so they have a celebration and she gets drunk, and on her way home she runs into a demon and saves him, and thus kicks off an adventure that she really doesn't want to go on, but reluctantly she will. And along the way she maybe falls in love with this demon, but also she starts freeing other demons from a curse and like gaining new friends and having an adventure. And it's just so much fun because this one is just really, really funny. It doesn't take itself too seriously. But also, if you're into like romances or books in general that have food in them, this one will leave you hungry because it talks about food all the time and everything just sounds amazing, and it's just a really fun adventure. Next up I have Marriage to Kitsune Sama. This is a manga that is not for those under 18, but it's also really, really fun and like unexpectedly cozy for a manga about a fox spirit who has been cursed to kill the love of his life. And like, it's really fun as Inaho and Subaru try to figure out how to break this curse. It's also them learning about each other and each other's culture, and it's just really cozy because Inaho is brought to the spirit world to be a teacher for the fox spirits. It's just a really, really fun, cozy. And then the last book I'm going to recommend today is going to be Let Your Hearts Be Light. This is one of my favorite holiday romances. This is following Baxter Baker, who is a single father. It's also following Paxton Montgomery, who is also a single father. And they're teenage kids who are kind of meddling and like join a program at their high school that's like a holiday buddy. So like they pair up families to do fun holiday things. Like the two kids are meddling and like they kind of want to hang out together, but then their single dads start hanging out. And like, they don't have the best meet cute. In fact, they have like a not so great one, in fact. But then they start hanging out more and more together and like they kind of fall in love. And like this is one of the coziest holiday reads I've ever read. And it's one that I would highly recommend. Alright, so those are some of my favorite cozy reads. What's a cozy read that you guys would recommend? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys!